Jabronis need to understand is I'm the cream of the crop, and he's the Sith on top televator. Dig it! Welcome to Nerd Talk. I'm Ortec the Batman. This is
Taylor.
And that is
Sodkins.
And over there is
I'm Boss Tech.
And back behind the camera, he's
that
not going to
guy.
show himself. He's just going to be like, oh,
He's that guy.
whatever.
He's not
I'm
our
back here
friend.
just doing whatever.
He's that
So.
guy.
No, we got a
kinda
pretty
working.
we got a pretty exciting episode. We got to double up because the last 2 weeks, basically, the normal routine for today would be we would review The Talking Dead. John would go through his thoughts and his opinions about the show. And last week we didn't do that, so he's going to double it up so you guys get a double dose of what's been going on in The Talking Dead, Walking Dead, Fear of the Walking Dead. That's what it is, right?
Fear of the Walking
Dead. And then later on we have a guest from That Business Show is Jamie Maloney, and we're going to talk about pro wrestling.
Jamie Maloney?
Jamie Maloney, the third
Jamie
generation gangster
Maloney.
himself.
The one, the only.
The one, the only,
Brother!
Jamie Maloney. Jabroni.
Maloney the baloney.
No, let's not go there. We like Jamie a lot.
Jamie's awesome, actually. And he's the host of That Business Show with Jamie Maloney, which is a show that we do the video stream for, and he brings in local entrepreneurs and business owners.
Maybe can I ask you a question?
Yeah, John's actually been a guest on the show.
Actually, I have.
To talk about his business, as well as we both have TD'd that show for like a year and a half now or something like that.
Yep.
So, but let's cut to the chase.
Cheech?
Cheech? What's Cheech?
You know what? You guys brought everybody water but me,
country.
and I am perched.
Chechnya.
I've been drinking
Hey,
tea
you know
for
what
years.
though? Here's the cool thing. We have an intern sitting in the control booth.
Oh, really?
I'm pretty sure he'll get you a water and bring
Oh,
it
hey,
to you.
intern, can I have a water, please?
Have water.
James telling him to do it right now. What? He's a pop punk rocker. It's all good.
But he is a huge fan, a Dead fan.
Deadpool fan.
No, Dead
Talking Dead fan?
Walking Dead.
Walking Dead. He
Walking
is
Dead.
huge.
He's
There's
even
too
caught
many-
up on the comics, dude.
There's too many deads.
So Dead Don't Talk, yeah, it's episode,
Yeah.
issue 154 or something like that.
Yeah,
Awesome.
it's issue 154, and he's more caught up than I am. I'm unfortunately haven't read the newest issue because I'm just lazy. But
112 was the last issue I bought,
dude, it's getting so
so
good.
I'm way far behind.
But
So-
we need to digress to Fear the Walking Dead, what we
Yeah.
missed the past 2 weeks, which
Yep.
unfortunately, well, there's been a decent amount that's happened in the
Oh
past 2
my
weeks.
God. Well, let's start 2 weeks ago,
Yeah.
right?
Or a week ago, really. Right?
I guess it would be a
It would
week
be a
ago.
week ago.
Why are you grabbing my leg?
Unmute your mic
What is that?
and put your inner ear in so he can hear you.
I don't want to hear you.
So anyway, we have.
Hey, you could just walk it right on
Just
out.
walk right on out?
Yeah, walk right on out.
Yeah.
This is our intern. I don't even know his name. What's your name, dude?
Another J. I'm Jacob.
He's Jacob.
Another J, dude?
Another
What are you
J.
trying to do to me here, man?
You're standing outside the shot. You might want to stand in front of me. There you go. This is Jacob, our intern. He brought me a water, so everybody kudos.
All right, now get off.
I told him to make me a sandwich, and he said flat out no. I was like,
don't
well, there's
blame
not any sandwich meat around here anyways. And bread
Yeah,
and stuff
I
and
unfortunately
cheese.
ate all that, so I like
So-
to make Shaggy style stuff.
Last week, on the Dead, they're on the boat, right? And they find Luis.
Who?
Luis.
Luis.
Yep, Luis is. Let me see. It's the mother who's the caretaker of Thomas Abigail. His whole farm, right? Would it be a farm or a plantation? I saw grapes and everything on there.
When they were, I'm pretty sure that was a plantation. That was massive.
It was pretty big. I mean, it's walled in, so it's going to be the new safe haven.
Yeah.
So like the new prison.
Well, yeah,
I think it's more like it's more like the governor's town.
Oh, okay, yeah.
it kind of reminiscent
Sunnyvale?
of
Or something like that. What was
Woodbury.
it called?
Woodbury.
Yeah, Woodbury.
I don't know. It kind of has that
That's Sunnyvale's
feeling
Trailer
of
Park Boys.
season 2 from
Yeah.
The Walking Dead.
I got
with
that.
Herschel.
Well, no, that's the next one. That was last night.
Yeah, I mean,
It's a farm, but it's walled in.
yeah.
There ain't no barbed wire. It's walled all the way around.
So they're quite a bit more prepared than our fellows
They're not.
over in
Okay,
The
hold
Walking
on.
Dead.
We all have to remember this, and I think this is where our young intern there a while ago, kind of as we were talking about it, especially last night, which we will get to. We have to remember, even though we've watched all this,
Yeah, they have. I know they know nothing.
they know nothing.
This is
Yeah.
extremely early, and not to mention
But this
they're.
is Mexico, so everything's walled in down there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's the.
Oh,
way
they
the
are
land-
in Mexico. I thought they were in California.
Baja.
So they've moved from California down to Mexico.
Yeah, in
at some point?
this past episode, they went past the border patrol
Yeah.
and were.
But
able
let's
to
not get there
past.
yet.
But in the one beforehand, they had to deal with the people that tried to take the boat.
Right.
And unfortunately, Chris, the son, Travis's son, he's turning into a.
Dude, he's that kid that kills little dogs.
Yeah,
Oh,
like
really?
he's the kid that
And
takes
ducks.
firecrackers and kills
Yeah.
kills animals for fun, like
Yeah.
kind of stuff. Like
So he's turning out to be somewhat of a villain,
Ye-
or being
Well,
groomed to be
not
a
yet.
villain.
I don't know if he's a villain or if he's going to be another Carl. Where in the beginning we all wanted Carl to die
Yeah.
because he was just a little shithead.
Well, yeah.
Wait, your opinion towards Carl changed?
I don't know that has changed.
Carl's
I don't-
actually starting to, in The Walking Dead, he's starting to be better.
Yeah, he's becoming a little badass.
Yeah. I guess getting an eye poked out will do that to you, humble you.
I
a
think
little bit.
so.
But I think,
Sorry about the cough drop, everybody. I've got the flu coming on.
but I think Chris is just he's at this point in time he is off the reservation, 100%.
Yeah,
he's
he,
just
he shot the kid and told everybody he was turning,
Yeah.
and he wasn't turning.
Oh, really? So
Mm-hmm.
now he's just.
well,
he's
not
just,
to mention where he
potato.
shot him, dude. He
Shot him
shot
inside
him
the
right
head.
in the face.
He didn't kill him here, right?
He shot him right here.
Right.
Maybe
Well,
it's
it's
just
on
a
this
bad
side.
shot.
No,
No.
he was like point blank. Like
How
Oh,
could
he
he
wanted
be a
to
bad
blow his
shot
face
right
off.
the
here?
kid was tied up,
Oh.
and like he walked in at
With a
point
spike
blank,
through him.
And yeah, dude, if
Oh,
he
the
could've
kid was on his way out the door anyway. Then.
Yeah.
The
Put
way
him out of
he
his
shot
misery.
him, he didn't put him out of his misery. He shot him in a brutal way,
Yeah.
dude.
Put him
Like,
out of his misery.
no, he didn't. It wasn't a clean headshot. It was he shot him right through the side of the face, and then he was turning.
You're
Well,
not
if he
a
was
clean
turning,
headshot.
you tried to destroy the brain. He wasn't trying to do that. He was just trying to kill the kid.
Well,
Because
I mean, what's
the kid was
difference?
egging him on, and
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was
Oh, the
like, "You
kid
can't.
was?
You're not afraid. You're
This
afraid to
isn't.
kill
This
people."
isn't a
and all
little
this other
kid. Then
stuff.
this is like another teen.
Oh,
teenage.
this- Chris-
He was in his 20s, dude.
yeah, he was a brutal dude.
Yeah.
No,
So-
I mean the kid that died.
Yeah, that's
he
what I'm
was
saying.
in
He's a
his
brutal
20s.
dude.
Oh,
He
he-
was the one that they would send out, and he was the one that would kill everybody.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
He was like their cleaner.
So he somewhat did a service to the group.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, everybody was hoping this guy would get killed anyway.
Yeah.
But again, we're early on. They haven't come to the terms that they can killing people now is normal. Like murder, it's still like he still technically in their minds murdered somebody.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
Like,
they're not in the full-on dead yet.
Yeah,
This
they
is
haven't figured it out.
This is the beginning, which is a big deal because now you're seeing true human nature. In the evil side of human nature, going,
Yeah.
oh, you know what? It's me or you, and guess what? You're not going to make it.
In a way, it's kind of like seeing Rick really early on because
Yeah.
he's like, "Oh my God!" He's like, "You just shot that person." They're like, "Yeah." I'm like, and then you realize Rick's been out of it, so he missed the entire beginning of the apocalypse.
where everyone was.
So anyway, they did a trade.
Like him.
Yeah.
Okay, they did a trade, and they escaped. Now they're on the boat, and then the son went and got Luis, which was extremely important because Luis is the one that was going to barter the deal to get through the Mexican blockade to keep people out.
Gotcha.
Okay, well, that didn't go so well.
no, I did not.
What did it turn into? Like a horde?
No.
Descended on them, or was it a
Border
firefight?
Patrol
The
ended
Border
up coming
Patrol?
over. They wanted to check They got their payment, but they wanted to check the entire boat to see if there were more people or dead on the boat.
Is this happening like out? I mean, are they
On the
hitting
water.
up a dock, or is
No,
it
they're
out
still
in the
on
middle of the Gulf
Yeah.
somewhere?
Yeah.
Well, they're not
Gulf.
in the middle of the Gulf. They're right off the coast of
Pacific.
Baja.
Yeah, Pacific.
And-
I mean,
They're like I said, they're paying off the Border Patrol to try and get past.
Right.
Well, that doesn't go too well. They start firing off weapons.
Yeah.
Luis gets shot, and They
just injured, but not dead.
no, he gets
Belly, it's a belly.
pretty
He's
fatally
dying.
injured. He's dying.
Oh, okay.
And
so he's-
and Daniel was out. You know, he
Shot bait.
killed the other two guards. You know, the policeman that came aboard the board.
Yeah.
He popped them in the head so they wouldn't turn, and he was getting ready to do Luis, and everybody's like, no, 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 no. You know,
I wonder what the freaking medallion is.
it's
what,
an owl.
It's well, like, but what, like, significance does it have towards?
His mother makes them, I think, and gives them to all her family
Yeah,
because she's the mother owl, and they're all the little hoots.
and I guess that's
sort of like challenge coins or something.
I don't know.
No, this is like a family crest thing.
But it,
Yeah.
like he looked at it with a disgust.
Daniel
of, like,
knew exactly what it was.
Yeah, like he
Basically,
was just-
I think it's, and if I'm correct, I can go look, but I think it's the Mexican version of voodoo.
Oh, okay.
yeah.
It's the Day of the Dead stuff, whatever
Well-
they call it down there.
Yes, exactly.
And what's her face?
It's the occult. They're all like Satanists and stuff. There's like gangs down there or whatever.
Well,
Mafia.
when Nick goes to talk to the Mexican lady, I can't remember her name right now, but she literally mentioned, she's like, they're not dead. It's just another phase.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's just another part of life.
It's the next phase.
Yeah. And so what I think...
So
and
they're basically worshiping what's going
Well,
on.
you got to remember, they worship that. They believe
yeah.
in that.
Yeah, they worship
They're,
the
they're
dead.
all about death and stuff.
And
crazy.
she was making she actually in the beginning of this episode last night, she poisoned an entire church with communion. She poisoned the little communion bread.
Yeah, it was, dude. It was nasty.
And it was nasty.
They all, their eyes started bleeding. They all started bleeding through their mouth. They all started dying.
But she did the same thing
So it's
for both
Jonestown.
for Strand and them.
Well, she was going to try.
Well, she thought Strand and Strand is gay. Let's just go with that.
I don't know. Okay.
The hell's that got
Bunny,
to do with
no,
anything,
bunny
though?
trail.
No, it's just he goes to find his lover in Mexico and he finds out that he's
Power
gay.
of the old lady compels you.
Bunny trail. Okay. I don't think he's, well, you know, in my opinion, if you're gay is gay. But I don't think he is. I think he did what he needed to do to get the wealth he wanted.
Didn't we just have this conversation yesterday about how, like, you know, $20 is $20?
No, we had that Friday.
What you do for $20 can define what you are.
Yes.
You don't have to enjoy it.
Okay.
You know,
I don't think that happened on air. I think that was an after.
That was
the
definitely
show.
not after the show talk.
I don't know. They seemed pretty. At least when the guy was dying, he was like, "I don't want to leave." They seemed pretty connected together.
I don't think so. I think he is a player. I think he will do what he has to do for as long as he needs to do it to live the lifestyle he wants to live.
To be fair, we did see him get the heroin boy out of being taken away by the government by like, oh man, here's a watch. Here, let me just manipulate all the
He
people
is a
around
manipulator.
me
That's
to
what
play
he
at
does.
play my game.
I just
Are
think
we
how much
keeping you
God-
from something, Sugar?
Yeah, Jamie. Jamie's here. Our guest is here, and I'm trying to get him into the door.
Okay.
I wasn't going to say nothing. I was just going to be
Hey, go open the front
incognito.
door for Jamie.
I was going to be incognito about it, and
Nah, I'm gonna call you out on it.
yeah,
I hear, got it.
yeah.
And you hear the headphones get
Yep.
taken off. And
There
he's
goes
like,
the door just opening. I hope he muted his mic, or they're hearing it. But yeah,
But anyway,
what were we talking about?
I saw
actually?
that. And no, yeah, he had the emotions. He did everything right, but in the end, he couldn't take the pill
I
to
don't
off
know.
himself.
Maybe
he
it's just has
so he
something-
made sure he didn't. He made sure that oh my God, I can't. Abigail didn't turn.
Yeah. What's weird is she made 2 communion slices, which means that he was supposed to give it to Abigail, whatever his name is, before he died. And he didn't. He didn't touch them. They didn't even get touched. So
Nope.
it's kind of weird to me that it's just, I don't know. Like, I don't know what he's
Have we had any zombie animals yet?
No.
In all of these shows.
Weirdly enough,
Well,
a
you know what
dog
I'm
was
mad
actually
about?
eating the corpses.
You know what I'm mad about? Is it that they were on the ocean for so long? You know, during the
No zombie sharks.
no zombie sharks.
Really, dude?
There's huge great white sharks
We
out
don't
of
need
there.
to
No
make
zombie
this like
killer whales
Sharknado.
either.
No, you mean Resident Evil.
No, Sharknado.
Or Resident Evil, where there's a giant zombie shark that you actually fight in the game.
Well, that's a video game, man.
Right,
Come
well,
on.
That's not real world. We're talking real world.
Yeah,
This is The Walking Dead.
Zombies,
Come on,
real
baby.
life guy. Come on.
This could actually happen.
But
CDC's got plans for this.
I think he did what he had to do
If a
to
human can
be
be a
where
zombie,
he
why not a
was.
monkey?
Now, if he is, he is. God bless him. Whatever his choice is. Let him move on. But I'm telling you, I got a sneaky feeling he's not.
I don't think he's gonna. I think he actually has a little bit of sanity or humanity at least. He's not gonna just kill people just randomly just for.
No, I didn't. No, that's not what I'm saying. Because if he got it back and Tom Abigail was fine, he'd have been straight on just the way he is.
Yeah, I think.
Get our guest mic'd up.
Well, we have a whole nother segment of Walking Dead, homie.
Yeah, sir.
Oh, okay.
What's he want to try to do now?
He's trying to
trying
kick
to
you
jump
off the
forward.
air, bro.
Hey,
He's
bro.
He's
you
like,
need to
I don't
chill.
want to talk about zombie sharks and crap. And he's like,
we have a guest.
he's like, I want to go to break, man. I think James has.
Well,
like,
if
an
it is
upset
time to go
belly.
to break, we need to go to break.
Hey,
so.
Brosophiles, roll that trailer.
We played a lot of Purge games this evening. We have just one more. It's called Mommy's Choice. Which one of you will survive this year's Purge?
The soul of our country is at stake. The purge targets the poor and the innocent.
The senator's going to win. She's going to make real changes too.
It is a night that is defining our country.
It's time to do something about that senator.
The purge has to come to an end.
You take a lot of risks, Senator.
I have to. I was the only one in my family to survive. What made you apply for this position?
I almost did something on Purge night some years back. I want this night gone.
I want men in all these rooms. We got eyes and ears on everything.
All right, let's begin.
This is your emergency broadcast system announcing the commencement of the annual purge. At the siren, all crime, including murder, will be legal for 12 hours. Your government thanks you for your participation.
Someone betrayed us. This is not a drill. We are on our own. We have one goal right now. Survival.
Senator, come with us.
You gentlemen understand what's at stake here.
Maybe it's our duty to help protect her.
Here they come.
Blessed be America for letting us purge and cleanse our souls. Join me as we eliminate evil. Purge and purify. Purge and
Just remember all the good the purge does.
By fourth.
That's such a far away.
Yeah,
God,
blammo! Welcome back to Nerd Talk. I'm Ortec the Batman,
I'm Boss Tech.
Sadokins.
Darth Taylor.
And you
back
know,
behind the camera,
it's James.
Utter Tech.
That movie.
You know you got the robotic
Sausage
camera
link.
now, right? Okay.
That is a tool at your disposal. So before the break, we were talking about The Talking Dead, or
Yeah.
I mean, Fear of the Walking
Fear
Dead.
of the
or
Walking
One of
Dead.
those dead shows.
It's a dead show.
Yeah.
Hey, it is what
And,
it is.
and where
I cannot wait for Preacher to start.
the new show.
That's
Preacher?
very interesting.
You know, it's based on a DC comic.
Yeah, I do.
What's the other the
DC's
one?
finally stepping it up
It's
a little bit.
it's the freaking show about the restaurant that they're making.
Oh, Feed the Beast.
That looks really good too.
It's never
I don't
been
think
a
I've
fan
se-
of that
I
guy.
don't think I've seen that
Yeah.
that trailer.
Feed the Beast.
Not Chandler. It's the other brother from the guy from Friends.
I think Preacher is actually Alan Moore.
Yeah,
Preacher, but I'm not
I'm
sure.
gonna look. We're gonna talk about that too. You know, when it comes out.
Preacher.
But anyway, back to Fear the
Where'd we
Walking
leave
Dead.
off?
So when when they broke through the barcade or the blockade, they weren't chased. So
Well, Strand actually made the comment. It's like, why aren't they following us? He's like, because they think that whatever's on land will kill us.
kill us.
Oh.
So
Because
they
of
got
all
in
the
there, and then
Yeah.
in the first really good zombie killing horde that they went through
Finally.
was the parishioners from the church that, what we say her name was? Celia killed.
And all these,
with all the poisoned.
all of them seemed like they knew
Communion.
what they were doing
Communion.
too. Like it wasn't the whole like I don't know.
They were
Everyone's just like,
flat
no,
out-
like let's go.
So they had they know we're that far that they know.
They know
for
they got
sure.
to kill him in the head.
Yeah, that there's
Shoot 'em in the
no
head.
coming back.
Yeah.
They're dead as dead.
And then Chris, as we said, is going down that creepy path.
Yeah.
Well, Madison, the mom, got attacked and was struggling. I mean, went down. The guy was, the zombie was on top of her, and he was watching like,
We
yeah.
actually might have a picture of that. I'm
Do we
not
have
sure.
that?
I grabbed a picture of that.
Because he was like, because Madison doesn't believe that he killed the guy on the
That one.
boat.
He's sitting there staring at her, and the sister
Alicia
realizes him watching and sees him watching.
He does nothing to help her. He just
Nothing.
kind of watches
She
her.
literally runs
Is it his
past
mom
him
or
to help.
No, it's
not
his
his
mom.
mom.
His mom's dead because the husband killed her.
Or earlier in the
Well,
Yeah,
she was
yeah.
bitten, so.
Yeah, that's how they ended season one.
So he didn't put her out of her misery.
That
Or nothing?
was
He
it,
just
that
kind of like
little-
let her get eaten alive and
No. Alicia saved her.
Also, if,
saved her so she wasn't bitten.
yeah.
No.
Giving
Well-
her that look of,
And think about this. If Abigail was part of Rick's group, he'd probably still be alive. That arm wouldn't be there, bro.
You betcha. Exactly. You get bit, slap it off, cauterize that thing, wrap it up, and you're good to go.
So she figured that out quick then. Because
come Herschel.
most people don't even know
Because
that
of
in
Herschel.
Walking Dead now.
Yes. I mean, well,
Or
no,
since
actually,
Herschel, actually.
they in the Walking
What was that?
Dead,
That was
they-
like
they
second
do.
season or something, man. It took
Third.
a while.
Third
They
season.
got to the
Yeah.
prison,
Yeah.
and then they did it.
Yeah,
it
I
was
mean, that
actually
took
third,
forever for
almost
them to
4.
figure it out.
Yeah. So, but anyway, they got in there, and as soon as they came in, they were greeted with the very awkward-looking housemaid. She looked like if you crossed her, she'd cut your balls off, pretty much.
We don't have a photo of this monstrosity.
No, I don't think
No,
so.
I couldn't find a photo.
I'm
of it.
visualizing the evil demon chick from the end of Dead Alive.
No.
No, she was
like huge
no,
and hanging
it was,
from a hook
No,
and
she
spinning
wasn't that. I
around
mean,
and
she wasn't
puking.
grotesque or nothing like that.
No?
But she was one of those kind of women you looked at and you're like, yeah, you don't cross her because she'll kill you in your sleep.
Yeah, she.
Speaking of DC Legends, the Hawk Girl in it, she ran into an older version of herself, and it sounds just like what you're talking about.
Cool.
Yeah, like no, it's not cool. It's very bad. You know how they say like if you meet a woman and you check out her mom, that's kind of what you have to look forward to.
Right.
Well, I don't think Carter's coming back to life anytime soon. Just saying.
So during the killings, the first little zombie horde killing, Daniel had a flashback. Now, Jim on Talking Dead last night, I liked his perspective on this. He said, everybody's like, Daniel was flashing back from he probably killed this little kid. But Jim said, and I like what he said, he goes, well, what if Daniel was the little kid being strangled and being held? And it was just, I'm like, holy crap, that makes you go, huh. That's why Daniel was flashing back, trying to have a hard time killing. And then, oh my God, his daughter comes up, she had no problem killing that little dude.
Oh wow.
I think
Right
Was it
now,
like
now-
a little kid?
Yeah, probably 11, 12 years old.
Jeez, man.
It's possible because the way
It's brutal.
what's
Zombie,
his
who
face,
cares?
talked
Oh,
about it before.
well.
He said that he's seen what happens when a virus takes over and what they do is like. So I think he might have been part of the civilians that were taken, basically quarantined by the military.
Right.
What was the little girl's name? Carol's little girl? Was it Carol?
Sophie.
Sophie, yeah. Was it like as emotional as Sophie, or was it
No.
just
No,
some
no.
rabid
Actually.
kid?
So to be
Sophia.
fair, also
Sophia,
Sophia's,
that's what I thought it was.
Sophia's
Sophia.
death itself was not that emotional
Nobody cared.
because as soon as she came out, oh God, Shane immediately just walked over and just was like, I'll do it. And they're all like, no. And then Carol's like, I want to do it. And then she's like, I can't do it. And
Yeah, John Bernthal. That guy's awesome in Daredevil, by the way. He's just
Yeah, he is.
wasting everybody as the Punisher. So
Yeah, well,
He
he's
got
not- he
caught.
didn't waste
He's in jail
anybody.
now. Yeah,
Huh?
he's in jail now.
who?
In
Punisher?
Yep.
No, he's
Not
I'm not gonna
Daredevil. He got
he got arrested again or got caught again.
That's how they got him. That's what saved his life. And not to jump on Daredevil, but that's how Daredevil saves his life because he is all shot to mess. And if it wasn't for the police getting there and taking him and getting him to the hospital to get ER, he'd die.
They're behind.
That's the look of you have no
Yeah.
idea.
Whoa, you guys. I'm just saying, think of the most brutal way you can see a group of people die, and that's what the Punisher is going to do to these guys. You guys got to catch up, and then you'll see what I'm talking about.
So he actually, after he gets in the cemetery, gets taken away?
Yeah, he gets framed a little bit. Like, there's a, I don't want to say too much, but...
All right, well, let's get back on the Fear the Walking Dead.
Yeah.
So anyway, so they get into the complex, and everybody's got to give up their guns and weapons and the whole 9 yards. And the first thing Daniel says is, why? Why do I got to give my guns? You got them. Why can't I keep mine? And I mean, she knows.
It's a control thing.
Yeah.
Well, she even said, she's like, you can. You're just going to have to be outside the walls.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's giving up pieces.
She wanted to let him in.
And as he walks by, she looks at him like, yeah, I ain't got everything from you. I know better.
Yeah.
You know, so.
I mean, is it obvious to them that she's like not all there and kind
well,
of?
this is just a person that they you didn't want. It's a one time. You see her one time and then you don't see her anymore.
But
so this isn't the lady that's
No,
giving
that's not Celia.
But you can
poison
tell
companion?
that she's already dealt with her fair share of people trying to.
Yeah. So then they get in there, everybody gets showered up and cleaned up, and Nick had a talk with Celia, and Celia like, oh, you have a heavy smile. And poor Nick was like, oh, I'm tired of the killings. Not really bawling, but you could see it. But Nick's, in my opinion, Nick is going to turn into a Rick.
I think he was just trying to maybe get information out from her.
He knows how to play people, man. He knows how to walk among these guys. He's not scared. And Madison is afraid that because he's not scared that he's going to wind up. But I'm telling you, he's going to wind up turning into a Rick. I think the husband,
Travis,
he's going to die soon.
You don't think
He's
that
too
this guy might
wimpy-washy.
be just like someone who's using the group to for personal gain, that he's going to branch off on his own and kind of do his own thing?
Not unless
Similar
he's...
to what Daryl was intending to do before he kind of...
No. This kid could become the Daryl. He's either he's going to become the Rick or he's going to become the Daryl of this group.
The only way that could stop that is if some way he's presented with such easy access to like heroin or something again. That's the only thing that could possibly derail him from where he's...
Which does not say it can't happen.
Yeah.
But, so then they're in there and...
Isn't that how the story kind of started, was him tripping out inside of a church?
he was
in a church.
He was in a crack den.
And his heroin girlfriend was eating another guy.
Yeah.
So,
Then he broke out and they just chalked it up to him.
He had a flashback last night as well.
Yes, he did. He had the flashback of when he first saw the whole thing start. But and that's when is it Olivia? No.
Yeah.
Olivia was praying at the hoot owl, and then he looked up at the owl, and that's when he flashed back.
Yeah.
So they're all talking to the dead, and they're all revisiting. But then we come to find out Daniel's, snooping around. He goes down and he sees that they're keeping all the family members in the barn.
The freaking
basement. The basement, I guess.
So they're kind of doing the same thing that everybody
Herschel
did on
did.
Herschel's house, yeah.
The freaking kid, small kid, drops a small puppy into the... Dude, I've never wanted to kill a child before. I wanted to kill a child right there. I was like, no, I want to shove you...
That's your weakness, Darth Taylor?
Yeah,
Puppies?
I will shove a kid down a freaking thing to his death if he shoves a puppy down there.
It wasn't a puppy, first of all. It was a full-grown dog.
It was a puppy in my eyes, and he deserves to die.
It was Old Yeller before Old Yeller died.
Jeez, man.
Dropped it down there while they were feeding the zombies.
Yeah.
But yeah,
well, I mean, why are they feeding the zombies? I mean,
because again,
they think they're going to turn back.
They're back in.
That
They're
was
in the
Herschel's
beginning.
kid.
Exactly. They're in the beginning, going, oh, you know what? Maybe something will happen, and
They're
blah
just
blah
sick.
blah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Sorry, Toto.
And then of course Chris.
Not in Kansas anymore.
Chris confronts Alicia by herself.
Yeah.
She was watching TV, and he wanted to find out why you treat me so different. What's going on? And she goes, I saw you. She's called him out on this crap. And he basically said to her, goes, don't tell anybody because I don't want to hurt anybody else. Basically, he was saying, if you tell, I will kill you.
Yeah.
So what did she do? She told Madison. Madison went to Travis. Travis went and talked to him. Well, now Travis and Madison are split up, and they're in the different rooms and with their kids and blah, blah, blah. And at the end of the movie, or at the end of the show last night, what happens? Chris sneaks out of the room while Dad's asleep, walks into Madison and Alicia's room while they're asleep, walks around the side of the bed and picks a knife up, and then all hell starts breaking loose. And then the girls look up, and there he is, and they're like, get out! And he went, what? Well, I'm not doing nothing.
Yeah.
It's like
I'm just
not
watching you breathe as
sneakily
you
sitting
sleep.
in your room. Like what?
Yeah, I'm just watching you breathe as you sleep.
Yeah, that's all. You
Just
know.
learning your breathing habits, your
So
patterns. and
Chris
you match them.
is. I just got a really stinky feeling he'll be the first major to go.
And actually, when they woke up, he didn't immediately run out. He actually, I think
He was still
sat there-
thinking about
he
it.
thought about just being like, I could just stick this in your throat, like, and he had that look of
Yeah.
just like I could do it.
That's something that was missing in the other show, The Walking Dead. We never really had like a complete psycho that was sort of ambiguous about it. We had, I guess, Merle? I mean, was the closest thing to a
Yeah, I
kill
guess.
happy.
Merle
The little
wasn't-
kid was kind of nuts. Remember the
Merle
kid looked at the
wasn't,
flowers?
like- yeah,
What was her
Merle
name? I
wasn't
forget. Carol.
No.
No, Carol was Carol's the one that aced the kid.
No, the children there.
Who cares?
He's talking about when Carol was. Well, I know what you're talking about. When Carol was
Yeah.
burning everybody or whatever.
Well, Carol kind of
but she
had
knew
her
that they were.
moment.
I mean,
Carol had a reason for a lot of
Yeah.
that, though.
she was scientific about it.
Yeah,
She ate her up that she did all
was
that.
more just overly blunt, and I
Yeah.
really.
We never
I don't
really
care
had
what
like a
happens.
Michael Myers type character.
No, this kid's like
Yeah.
serial killer type.
That's what I'm getting
Yeah,
at. Like,
he's-
he's straight up Norman
Yeah.
Bates.
Didn't have a puppy torturer as a kid.
No,
here
he probably
in
would.
the version,
Like, you
but
know,
this one probably,
I could see
yeah.
Chris taking like multiple puppies and sticking it down the bin and be like,
So, you guys want to watch another trailer?
yes.
Yeah.
James is already tired of us talking about dead stuff, so
Yeah.
we're gonna go ahead and watch a trailer. Go ahead and roll it, James.
Where am I?
At 6 p.m. yesterday evening, you were executed and pronounced dead. You no longer exist.
What kind of prison is this?
It's not a prison. You're about to enter the Animus. What you're about to see, hear, and feel are the memories of your ancestor, who's been dead for 500 years.
What do you want from me?
Your past. Welcome to the Spanish Inquisition.
I am a god, even though I'm a man of God. My whole life in the hand of God. So y'all better quit playing with God.
We work in the dark to serve the light. We are assassins.
I am God.
Coming back.
Nice Ortec.
Welcome back to Nerd Talk. I'm Ortec the Batman. This is Darth Taylor.
Cytokines.
That's Cytokins. This is our special guest. Sorry, James, we didn't mean to ignore you, but we're ignoring you.
That's
this
cool.
is Jamie Maloney of That Business Show.
Hey, everybody, what's happening?
And go ahead and tell us what you do on That Business Show.
I talk to business owners and entrepreneurs, so we talk a little bit about their businesses and different organizations. See Josh in there every morning. He's a sidekick of mine and helps out with the program. So we're on terrestrial radio, 1250 WH&Z, and then we stream it live through Tampa Bay Multimedia also.
Yeah, and a lot of the times we run out of things to talk about every once in a while. And what do we always default to?
Pro wrestling talk, yes.
You missed the intro, dude. We did a Macho Man and like a tag team with Darth Taylor here.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, it was pretty funny.
Very nice. Wrestling's just not what it used to be, though, man,
No,
back
it's
in the
not.
day. So
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I grew up a wrestling fan, and these days it's hard to follow. There's no competition. I think that's one of the big problems
Yeah,
right
yeah.
now. We need. Remember back in the day, you had NWA, AWA, WWE, or actually it was WWF.
Four Horsemen.
Four Horsemen. Horsemen. I mean, it was awesome back then. And you had a lot of more independent circuits.
You're talking about different promotions.
Different promotions and everything. So, but yeah, I still catch it every now and then, but it's just not the same though.
Yeah, it's WWE's basically monopolized the entire industry.
Yeah.
And if even like the smaller businesses like FCW, which morphed into NXT, I mean that's the closest thing to competition in the United States.
Yeah.
Aside from maybe TNA, but I mean TNA.
Is TNA even still around?
I don't know. I don't really hear much.
I saw
about
AJ Styles is now on WWE.
I saw AJ Styles wrestle right here in Newport Richie.
Really?
Yeah, he went into the ring, did a promo, and like dropped the guy really quick, and then left. And now he's in the WWE. Just
I think other than what's the guy with the guitar, Jeff Jarrett. I think he's like the only big name that TNA even has anymore.
Dixie
AJ
Carter, I mean the actual owner. Yeah, since Hogan left.
You think you know wrestling, Josh?
Yeah,
I do know wrestling. Why? He's gonna try and stump us. This is a game we're gonna play where James is gonna throw up a picture, and we gotta guess what era or who the wrestler is and whatnot.
I'm gonna be lost because I was just a WWE.
Oh
guy.
man,
that's not anybody.
I've never seen that guy.
Actually,
man.
that kind of looks like Nick Bockwinkel a little bit, but I doubt that's even him.
I have no idea who that is.
This is where
Johnny Saint.
I'm a fan of the 80s now. If you go back, 70s, Bruno Sammartino time before that, I have no idea who you're talking about.
That was not, the guy on the side had a mohawk and it had a weird, like,
that looked like some
retro,
Japanese type wrestling type of gimmick going on there.
I have never heard of that. That was not WWE. There's no
At least
way.
I got it off
that
their
was
website.
like pre-80s or something.
You got it off their website?
Yeah.
Well, I guess we don't know wrestling as well as we thought we did. There's no way that was WWE.
You're not
I'll
smelling
give you
what
another
the Rock
one.
is cooking.
I am
And
not
this one
smelling what the Rock is cooking. You got
Actually
another
has
one?
the logo in the picture, so you can't argue.
Let me see the logo.
Oh,
that's the Iron Sheik.
Iron Sheik, man. I was thinking about him on the way over because I was thinking that was who Hogan won the belt from back in '81 or '82. Yeah. A lot of people don't realize that he won the belt from Iron Sheik. A lot of people think it was like Andre the Giant or something. But yeah, I was on YouTube the other day, and you can search Hulk Hogan's first match when he came into the WWF, and he's fighting some Spanish guy.
Full head of hair.
Yeah, but it's just surreal.
I think it was
1979 when he first came into the business, and he was a huge fan. I was a huge fan of Hulk Hogan growing up, and like every time he wrestled, I had to know what was going on, and I begged my dad to always buy the pay-per-views, although he never would. And finally,
your dad did that too?
Yeah,
my dad, same thing. He was like, nope, I ain't buying them.
Yeah, and I can remember one of my earliest memories was going to Pittsburgh to see Hogan and WWE or WWF wrestle, and he was fighting King Kong Bundy in the main event, and he defeated Bundy. And after the match, of course, Bundy, got back up and started attacking him and knocked him out in the center of the ring, kept big splashing him, and then he went and the ref got knocked out because Hogan was hurt. He was trying to help him, and then called the ambulance in. I'm up there crying and everything. My dad had to console me, and this, is one of my earliest memories. That was the first time I was ever at a WWF event. But my dad always reminds me, though. He said it was at that same event, though, that you ran up, near the ring, one of the earlier matches, and you saw up close what goes on in professional wrestling. And I came back and I said, Dad, that guy didn't even hit him. Yeah. So it was like in first or second grade. I was, and one thing I could never understand.
You met Oz, is what happened.
Yeah, and I could remember being confused by wrestling early on because I could never understand why when Hulk Hogan would drop a leg on somebody, it would finish him off, but anybody else would drop a leg on somebody, they'd get right back up. Yeah. And so I didn't understand, the showmanship of it back then.
Well, it was kind of believable when Macho Man did it. Because he came off the top rope and was like 30 feet in the air and dropped an elbow.
That would make sense, yeah. But I mean, Hogan's legs drop. I mean,
Hogan ran all slow.
Hogan was a great showman, but he's probably one of the worst wrestlers there's ever been in the WWE.
Technically, what he showed in WWF back in the day was WWF and stuff. He didn't show too much, but there is footage of him wrestling in Japan where he does show off his steez a little bit.
Really, I've never
seen. He was trained by Hiro Matsuda, and that dude broke his leg, and Hogan still came back.
Yeah.
So in terms of like technical skill, I mean, he didn't have to show it because this thing was a big, strong, he was a gimmick. I mean, he wasn't really
And he understood the importance of showmanship because I've seen interviews with him where he recognized that early on, and he knew it was a good way to protect his body if he could go out there and work the crowd.
Remember the old promos?
Oh, yeah.
The old promos where he had a full head of hair?
Yeah.
And instead of brother, it was daddy. He was like, let me tell you something right now, daddy.
And he remember
it was like his promos.
And remember, he'd always run with like Mean Gene. That was his little sidekick back in the day. But I mean, when he was in WWF, his most complicated move was the body slam.
Yeah,
you know, I don't think
so,
I can't ever remember him going to the ropes.
He had like 3 moves. It was a body slam, leg drop, and the big boot.
Yeah, and he might
the
throw
punches.
Yeah,
He'd throw punches.
maybe a clothesline or something too.
Yeah.
But
I don't even think I've ever seen that guy do like a sunset flip.
No,
or anything like that.
No, a suplex, none of that stuff. He might have done them early in his career, but once he learned how to work the crowd, he's a smart man. He's like, "Why am I going to go out there and hurt my body?"
That
and
actually
stuff.
started with him in the AWA too.
Did it?
Yeah, he was over there wrestling a program with Nick Bockwinkel, and that's who he took the belt on off of from there.
Yep, yeah.
And Hulkamania actually didn't start with Vince McMahon in the WWF. It started over in the AWA with Vern Gagne.
Vern Gagne. Oh yeah, old classic Vern Gagne. Last time I heard about him, he was in a mental.
It looks like Josh.
Yeah, it's me. What are you talking about? I know the guy with the curly hair. You can't miss that curly hair. That's
George
Harley
Animal
Race.
Steel?
No, that's Harley Race. Is the other guy with the curly hair.
You sure that's not George Animal?
No, that's not George Animal Steel. I have no idea who that is actually.
His name is Joss.
But the last time I heard about
Joss LeDuc. Okay, he's probably something that came out of I can't remember, Stampede Wrestling, which was the Canadian.
Also known as the Lumberjack.
Yeah, where the Hearts. The Hart Foundation
family, yeah. Now you're saying Vern Gagne, though, he was the Vince McMahon of
Midwest,
yeah. And last time I heard, though, he was up in an old folks' home, and he's gone senile, and he attacked somebody and killed him. He killed somebody else in the institution.
Are you serious?
I read that already. It's been a couple years now, maybe even a little bit more now. But yeah.
I've never heard that story, man. I'll have
look
to
it up.
check that out a little bit
Look it
later.
up and stuff. Yeah, he got in some trouble there, but he may have even
He's
passed.
probably
Maybe
still mad at Vince for like snatching everything up from him.
Yeah.
And he took it out on some poor old bastard in the.
What do you think about today with Vince McMahon Jr. now running this show and everything?
Well, I think it's a good move, man. Is his name Vince McMahon Jr.?
Actually, no, it's Shane.
McMahon,
Yeah, what am I saying, Vince McMahon Jr.? I'm thinking of his father,
Shane
Vince.
O'Mac.
Yeah, Shane O'Mac. Yeah.
Yeah, that guy's awesome, and I think it's refreshing too. Because I mean, for the last, you got to think like when we were coming up, wrestling was like all neon, bright colors and superheroes, and then the NWA kind of like changed the entire face of wrestling, where everybody was wearing black, and then that's what it's been. I mean, all the top stars wore the same stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Randy Orton was no different than Brock Lesnar. They just had different like gimmicks and moves, but they're all pretty much the same character. And then what Shane McMahon, what he did is he stood out because he'd come out in like regular clothes.
Mm-hmm.
Like he didn't have to wear like remember how Triple H started his whole, it was no different than anybody else. This guy comes out in like a baseball jersey and he's beating the crap out of everybody with like kendo sticks and
I mean,
trash
I got to
cans.
give it to him. I mean, he does some pretty gutsy. He does a pretty gutsy move.
He did at WrestleMania.
Yeah, he dropped an
I think
elbow
he
off the
topped
top
Mick
rope.
Foley on that, man.
Yeah, and Undertaker moved out of the way of the drop there and
Yeah.
everything. So funny you bring that story about Foley. I can remember watching that with my dad in '96 when that Hell in a Cell match was going on, and my dad sitting there, he's like, "I can't believe you still watch. Yes, can't believe you still watch this wrestling crap." Everything. I was
He
like,
totally didn't believe it.
I was like, Dad, it's a soap opera for men. That's what I call pro wrestling. It's a soap opera for men. I know it's fake. We all realize that, but and Undertaker's up on top of the cage with Foley, and he throws Foley off the top of the cage, and he lands on one of these tables.
Yeah,
and I was
actually,
like,
it's pretty close to this table.
yeah, and I was like, that's pretty real, Dad. He's like, yeah, you noticed he landed on a table, right?
Yeah.
Meanwhile, he loses 2 teeth, gets knocked unconscious. They
Broke a
stop
few
the
bones.
match for about 10 or 15 minutes to haul him out of
bleeding.
there. And Foley
Concussion.
finally came to after about 10 or 15 minutes, and he got off the table and
That
went
was
to finish
the
the
very
match.
first Hell in the Cell, as a matter of fact.
Yeah,
Yep.
and then he got choke slammed through the top of the cage, and the
Yeah.
cage collapsed.
Yep.
He fell through into the
Hey,
ring.
do you think that was a gimmick that they planned?
I read that was not supposed to happen.
That the cage actually gave.
The cage was not supposed to give.
I always wonder if they're saying that it was not.
No,
supposed
the
to,
official,
but
what
they
the
planned it that
WWE
way.
put out, and I mean, there are all times what they put out after the fact like that, they'll tell you what was supposed to happen. But no, that was not supposed to happen. Even Foley said that in an
did he?
interview. And then Taker comes
I
out
actually
with
have a Foley DVD that I think he gives an interview on that, but I don't remember much about it.
and then Foley, or then Taker comes out with the tax and choke slams him on his. I mean, Foley was probably one of the most hardcore wrestlers.
Yeah,
that
Cactus
guy.
Jack, man.
And I remember back in when I was in college, I was dating a girl, and I was up in the Panhandle visiting her and her aunt, and she became fans of Mick Foley because we would watch wrestling together. Yeah. She was driving through a neighborhood one day, and sure enough, there he is at a house, and she stops the car, and she goes, "Oh my God, you're fucking Mick Foley!" And he's like, "Yeah." And she was a cute college girl and everything. He's like, "Yeah, I am. Who are you?" She's like, "I'm one of your biggest fans." And she's like, "Well," he's like, "Well, you're probably one of the the cutest girls or cutest fans I've got. I got to be honest with you. So, but I never got to see.
Yeah,
Her. She
he's
ended up
probably
getting an
used to
autograph picture.
like old biker chicks.
Old dudes that
taking
look
her
like me or something, or you or something, come up to him, like, "What's up, Foley?" You know?
Give me a high five, buddy, and then I'm gonna brag about it for the next 3 weeks.
But yeah, I miss Mick Foley. He was a great wrestler.
Did you ever see the death matches with him and Terry Funk?
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean,
Those
some of the
things
stuff.
were nuts, dude. You're talking about like they set the ring on fire. They had barbed wire for ropes, then tacks and broken glass all over the ring.
Dude, I was a big WWF, WWE fan from about 1999 till about 2005.
I mean, there's nothing hard. There's nothing hardcore in WWF today. They can't hit people in the head now with the chairs. No pile drivers. Yeah, they took away the chair shots to the head.
You actually caught the ass end of when it was like
really
okay.
good.
No, really good.
It was
I think
good.
the best it's ever been. The peak was when NWO was tearing things up, man.
Yeah.
In the mid to late '90s, Hogan came in. He flipped heel. I think I cried. I was like 16, and I was like, what was it? How does the song go? I'm American or something.
Yeah, I had that whole album. That
Then
was
he
my
leg
theme
dropped
song
Macho
when
Man. I was like, what are you doing? I was like, oh, Warrior better come back. And then when he did, he sucked, and I was like, damn it.
Now there was some hardcore action going on in ECW back in the day.
Yeah,
I
that's true.
remember like New Jack, who about
that
killed.
guy's still nuts.
That guy was. I think he was killed. I think he did kill somebody.
No. He tried to kill somebody with a fork. Yeah, and it's a big controversial thing that he still gets.
Google New Jack the wrestler. Make sure you put the wrestler, else you might
He's
get the movie,
absolutely out of his mind, dude.
Yeah,
The
he
guy
did
is
some
legit insane.
crazy stuff. But yeah,
Sabu was another dude that was out of his mind.
Yeah.
Sabu. What was the guy's name? He used to drink the beers, and Stone Cold stole that from Sandman.
Sandman. I
He used
hadn't
to
seen
smash him on his head.
Sandman was a good character. I wonder why he never made the crossover into WWF or
I don't know.
WWE. Yeah,
He
would have been
totally
a
could
good.
have. Tommy Dreamer too.
Yeah,
for all that matters.
Tommy Dreamer never really got over though in WWE. He came over, but he was like mid Carter.
did,
he came over, but he was like mid Carter at best. He never really got up into the ranks. So, but that's I think he's like backstage working production now for the WWE.
Well, I mean that's not a bad gig. From what I hear.
Yeah, it's better than
They just released. Yeah, that's New Jack.
New Jack. There he is.
that
Look at his
guy's
head,
honest.
man. He's
All right,
in
let me
battles.
explain what's going on with his forehead. It actually started with Abdullah the Butcher. What they do is these guys they wrap their thumbs with tape, and they break off the little corners of razor blades, and they call it blading. And the idea is to give the illusion that they took a really solid shot to the face or something like that, so it would look like they were bleeding. Well, some guys, I mean, it's a trick that's used very seldom, and it's supposed to create a big effect. Guys, Hogan even bladed, but it was so rare that when he got cut, you would be like, oh my God, he's really hurt. Well, these guys sort of overdid it, and they overdid it for the gore factor, and that's why his forehead looks mangled. If you ever see Abdullah the Butcher, it's the same thing. Abdullah does his fork trick, as a matter of fact, and he's famous for it. Well, he takes a fork, and he has the blade on the tip of his thumb, and he has the fork like this, and he's got you in a headlock, and he's stabbing you in the head with the fork. And it looks like he's stabbing you, but he's really just poking you, and it's like,
Look at that, man.
And when your adrenaline's going, you can bleed quite a bit. So you have like the little corner of a blade, and it's a little nick, dude, but it bleeds like crazy. Kind of like when you cut yourself shaving, right?
Yeah.
So he's stabbing dudes in the head with this fork, and everybody always asks him, "Are you really hitting him with the fork?" And he's like, "Oh, of course I am." So everyone stayed away from him. Well, there's a friend of mine, Devin Nicholson. He's a guy that runs a Canadian promotion, and he actually tried out for the WWE, and he found out he had hepatitis C, and they released him, and he sued the WWE over it.
Imagine that.
And he got it from, allegedly, from Abdullah the Butcher.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he worked a bunch of matches where they bladed together, and he ended up getting Hep C. He cured himself of it. Obviously, there's treatments for that you can get rid of it. It's not the SCD one that you can't get rid of?
Yeah, there's A, B, and C or something. Yeah, one of them you can't, one of
them
you
can.
can.
He had hepatitis all over his face. So he finally got rid of it or whatever, and then he tried out for the WWE again, but because of the prior, he couldn't do it. So he ended up suing the WWE, winning, and now he has, I think it's called GNW is his promotion. He has a lot of the old school guys come through there, like Honky Tonk Man, Terry Funk himself.
Terry Funk,
yeah. There's I think Jake Roberts might have gone through there.
Snake. I remember watching Jake the Snake's first match back on. Yeah, I mean with that snake in the bag, and I remember that I was watching him and wondering what was in that bag, and he bust out that snake and everything. But
Damien, man, the crowd would go berserk over that thing.
I don't know, dude. I was a big fan of Goldberg and stuff like that.
Goldberg was rad.
I
he was
loved love Goldberg.
Goldberg was great. Yeah,
he injured
great
a lot of
character.
people though, man, because he was a little too
He
crazy.
was he just got a little bit overzealous.
I would say he was just a little bit undertrained too, because he kind of like he came out, he had size, he had the Ultimate Warrior factor, where you look at the guy and you're like, oh, he's gonna make it just by the way he looks,
Yeah.
you know. But they don't really train him; he's just a body at that point, and they give him big power moves. He's another Hogan,
Yeah.
except Hogan could actually wrestle, and this guy couldn't. But I mean, he was effective for sure.
Oh, he was definitely.
Yeah,
effective.
he had a streak like what was it, like 100 and something?
Yeah, 100 and some and 0 before. I think Hogan finally beat him. Wasn't Hogan the guy who finally put the first loss in his column?
I think it was the Giant that did it with Hogan's help or something like that.
I
But-
can't remember.
That's when Triple H came in, and Triple H beat him as well, and that's how Triple
That's
H got
years
his name.
later. Yeah, that's years. No, Triple H actually got his name from Degeneration X in the 90s.
Hunter Hearst Helmsley.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
when
what
he
that
started
stands
out.
for.
You know who squashed him
No.
at WrestleMania? I think
Huh.
it was Triple H's first WrestleMania match.
Oh, yeah.
And he's all excited,
Mhm.
and he gets the Ultimate Warrior.
Oh, yeah.
Comes out and squashes him.
I remember
Takes the
back
pedigree.
when Triple H came in, he was running with China, who just recently
Yeah,
passed
break,
away
yeah.
and everything.
Oh,
But
yeah.
that was his woman. I think they were together for
Quite a few
real.
years, yes.
But I think they were like together.
No, they were. They were.
They were actually a couple back when Triple H first came into the business. But I mean, who's the WWE? Who's even champion today? I can't even remember. Triple H.
Brock Lesnar, probably.
No, it wasn't
Triple H,
Lesnar.
maybe.
It's the guy with the tattoo.
No, it's
Rock's
Roman
cousin,
Reigns.
Roman Reigns. Yeah.
The Rock is back as well.
No,
Right?
Well, he's kind of there.
Yeah.
He's back and forth in there. So, yeah. But anyways, we got to take a quick break. We're up against a break. Thanks for watching Nerd Talk so far. We're going to go ahead and watch this trailer that James is going to roll for us, and we'll be right back.
Hey, Mikey. Did you know the Indians that used to live around here thought this place was haunted? Legend says that the guardians of their spirit world lived in the rocks and the trees. That one day, they're going to come back into our world.
Don't be a jerk.
Like, I didn't mean anything by it. Mikey knows that.
Hey, buddy, do me a favor and listen to Mommy today.
Breakfast, Stephanie.
The bag's on the table, Mikey, remember?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Can you tell Michael to
1,
stay out of
2,
my room? He keeps leaving
5.
dirty hand marks everywhere.
We never talk about him. We never talk about how he affects all of us. It's getting creepier and creepier.
1.
Getting angry doesn't help.
You're scaring him.
2.
He's scaring me.
3.
Oh my God.
4.
Hey, who's up there?
5.
Michael's been acting strangely. I mean, what are we dealing with here?
Where you've been, it's the home of very powerful spirits, trapped in another dimension.
The god you might be familiar with cannot help you now. Sweetie, don't put your hands in this, honey. You're leaving marks.
1.
We're all gonna pay
2.
for what we've done.
3. 4. 5.
I'm Ortec the Batman. That's Cytokin, Darth Taylor. Our special guest.
Don't I get a name?
Jamie Maloney.
I don't want to be Jamie Maloney on the show. You all got cool names. Why can't I have a cool name?
You could be El.
I'm Jamie Maloney. I've been Jamie Maloney for 38 years.
You're the third generation gangster, man.
Yeah. But how about Zeke? Call me Zeke. That's my stage name.
He's gonna be Zeke now.
I'm Zeke.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'm
yeah.
fine with it.
Zeke, the third generation
Lucha
gangster.
Zeke. You could be Lucha Zeke. since we're talking
Lucha
about-
Zeke. Okay.
Lucha Zeke.
Very cool.
So before the break, we were talking about pro wrestling, which obviously we're still talking about. But I'm going to give Taylor a shot to go ahead and explain a little bit of his wrestling knowledge, because you did mention an era that I did want to bring up, because right after the NWO kind of like fizzled out, I think Scott Steiner sort of ruined that. He kind of played the NWO gang gimmick a little too much.
Yeah.
Hogan was already gone. He wasn't with TNA yet. I think him and a bunch of other guys, they made a transition, and they planned some invasion thing where the NWO invades the WWE. And it kind of tried to rekindle that gimmick of what made it work in WCW at the time. So right about then, that's about 1999, the year 2000, when WCW closed down.
Yeah.
And that's when you picked it up.
I picked it up right when The Rock was. He wasn't big. He wasn't anything really, but he was just starting to come up as like one of the best one of the better wrestlers and stuff like that.
He was not The Rock. He was still just a pebble.
Yeah, he was just a pebble.
Yeah.
But you know, I mean, I used to love like Jericho and like frickin' Undertaker and all that, like all the fun guys. Like it was
Jericho is one of my favorite wrestlers of all time too.
And it was just, I don't know, like
Rock came out as Rocky Maivia back in the early or late 90s before he became The Rock.
And he had this weird, funny blue outfit. Remember that thing?
Yeah, he came out as kind of a goofy character.
He had the bowl cut with the fro.
Yeah.
It was weird. There was the Nation of Domination.
Nation.
And they kind of like, what was the other one? There was
Farouk. There was Farouk. Oh, you talking about in the Nation, or are you talking about that could
Because the
transform?
Undertaker, they had Degeneration X, the Nation of Domination. Do you remember any of that? They had the oddities. ICP and
ICP.
ICP made it to the WWF. Man. That's ridiculous.
I remember that episode actually.
Doink the
It was
Clown.
so freaking stupid.
They got their asses kicked all over WCW and WWF.
Yeah, they
For
did.
a couple of guys out of where are they from? Detroit or something?
Yeah,
And
a couple of
they
wrestlers.
made horror rap that made absolutely no sense.
Some of the rap is catchy. I've got like
It's funny,
4 or 5 of their albums. It's actually kind of catchy. I mean, the lyrics are just off the wall, you know, obscene. But some of the stuff, the beat lines and stuff are pretty catchy. But I came across the ICP by accident many years ago, and kind of became fans. They're still around. You know, interestingly enough, they got investigated by the FBI for inciting a gang because of the Juggalo,
the
Juggalo culture. Yeah, because I would never show up at an ICP concert. I'd be afraid of getting stabbed there for real. But they call all their fans Juggalos. Did you really?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, they have a Juggalo festival every year, and
this was before all of that. No, my buddy did leave with a broken nose, and I saw a heavy chick get thrown from the stage by Violent J, who was the singer, I guess, the main dude.
Shaggy Two Dope.
He
and
actually
Violent
picked
J.
this fat chick up over his head and threw her, and the crowd said, "Oh no," and they moved, and she bounced off the floor. I'm not even kidding. And then the same show, one of the other guys, I don't know his name, but he had dreadlocks. I guess there's a few of them that had dreadlocks.
I can't remember.
Shag's Too Dope, that's his name. 'Cause
Shaggy Two
he
Dope, his
actually has the
partner.
better of the
Yeah,
songs.
yeah.
He does the better of the songs. But he kicked a bottle of soda, and it flew.
Fago.
Yeah, it
Fago was their
flew.
stuff.
It was like a big bottle of soda full, and they were spraying the crowd with it, and they kicked it.
Fago showers, dude, yeah.
Yeah, but a friend of mine that we went to the show with, later on in the evening, I see him, and his nose is busted, and he's all bloody everywhere. I'm like, "What happened to you?" And he's like, "I got hit in the face with a bottle of soda." And I happened to be watching when the dude punted it from the stage, and I was like, "Whoever that hits, I feel sorry for that bastard." And then it ended up being my buddy. It was funny as hell. But I seen them at the Masquerade in Tampa.
Yeah,
and they used to like joke about pro wrestling and stuff like that in their songs, but I guess later on they ended up actually in pro wrestling.
I saw ICP like in 2006 with the Cottonmouth Kings and all that other like stuff. Oh my God! Like
was this at a Warped Tour by chance?
Yeah, it was at Warped Tour.
These guys just ended up everywhere for a little bit there.
They were everywhere, and they were somewhat popular in 2005 and stuff like that. Now most kids you'd say ICP and you'd be like, what?
No, their popularity is definitely past. They're still out there, but they have their following, the Juggalos, and but ever since they got investigated by the FBI, it's kind of set them back, I think. So.
Oh, speaking of Chris Jericho, who is you said he was one of your favorite guys as well as Goldberg. Did you know they had a real life fight?
No, I did not.
Yeah. Who do you think won? That's all I want to ask.
I gotta say it was probably Goldberg, considering how big the dude was.
I'm gonna say,
Jericho took him down.
Did he?
Jericho.
Well,
it's in
Jericho
Jericho's book.
actually had fighting. he
Well, he
did
was
a
a
lot of
legit
stuff.
wrestler.
Yeah.
I mean, as far as I know, Goldberg was a football player. He got
Mm-hmm.
big into MMA for a while there, and he started like officiating, or not officiating, but commentating.
He actually did
fights here and
movies
there.
a little bit. He was in like
Yeah.
The Longest Yard and
Yeah.
stuff like that. Like, and I think he still does movies. He's just like one of the bigger guys.
Yeah, he's not a main.
yeah.
He was
main
hosting
he's not
a-
an A-lister or
Yeah,
anything.
he's like a C-lister.
I think he's on some cable channel hosting some like mechanics, fix up a truck show.
Yeah,
or
that's what
something.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, he's on. I forget the show, but yeah, he's on one of those
Yeah.
reality
Yeah.
shows.
So you were there at the when Randy Orton, guys like Randy Orton, right? Who's Randy?
Cena and
Who's
Orton.
Stardust?
Cena wasn't
Cody
there yet.
Rhodes.
Cena came after. Yeah.
Cena would be like 02 or something like that. I remember
Right.
when he first broke in, he was like a weird. He
But
was,
he- but
he had a
even
Boston
then,
accent and stuff.
He didn't really like they didn't really do much with him. Like
Right.
Cena didn't really break out until about like 2007 or 8.
Yeah, I would guess about the same with the "You Can't See Me" and where he
Yeah.
would storm it.
Yeah, that's right. Because he was kind of like just a thug character
was
there
after
early
The
on.
Rock
He came out and he
decided
would
to go
insult
on his-
everybody the same way The Rock
Right.
did. As a matter of fact, in
Yeah.
the '90s, when Rock would come out and just kind of like talk mad crap to whatever wrestler,
Yeah.
Cena would do the exact same thing.
Well, I think Cena came after Rock decided to go to be an A-lister, frickin' Hollywood
Yeah.
star kind of thing going on, and that's when John Cena finally came around, and now we've got the whole memes thing, and it's like, what is it? Like the Star Wars theme comes out, and it's like, it's John Cena.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, that's not even the best one. The best one is Out of Nowhere with Randy Orton.
Oh, what up?
You ever seen that?
No, what's that?
Oh, there'll be a video of like a girl walking in high heels and the heel will break, and right before she's about to fall, you'll hear JR.
RKO out of nowhere.
RKO out of nowhere, and then
No,
like a
I've seen
little
that.
Randy Orton South Park type of like PNG or something will run out and grab her, and what is that? Anyway, a neck breaker or something?
Yeah, they do like they
It's
do
so
all kinds
funny,
of different
though.
things.
No,
but
I've
it's
not seen
frickin'
those.
You haven't seen that?
No, I
It's
haven't seen
awesome.
those. Huh.
Yeah, but the way wrestling is today is nothing like it was when we were growing up, where there was some believability about it. I mean, I have a similar story. When I was a kid, I went to a match up at the skating rink, and this guy got on the mat and started like pointing at the wrestler and talking to him. Well, the wrestler walked up and just decked him. And after the show, that guy was walking out, and his eye was swollen out to here. I think the days of things like that happening are like past.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
villains and heroes are faces. They call them baby faces, and they call the other ones heels. Like they don't even share the same locker room.
Yeah, wrestling was.
They share the same locker room. They never used to.
Wrestling was put on as a real production up until the late 70s, early 80s, and it wasn't really until Vince McMahon Jr. took it over from his father that he came out and told the people around him. He said, "Hey, we need to come out and let this be a show. Tell people it's a show." And a lot of the wrestlers didn't like that, but that's what took it from being a regional production. You had the different places across the country with different wrestling gimmicks and made it what it became. And so he's a marketing genius. He knew what to do at the right time. And then he created the character Hulk Hogan, which along with his expertise really took off.
Oh
in
yeah,
WWF.
he's the best at taking a gimmick and pushing it as far as it'll go.
Yeah,
I mean, for sure.
Yeah, and it's a shame to see what's happened through the years and the relationship with Hulk Hogan and the WWE. I mean,
Which
he
has
was my
always been
childhood idol.
flip-floppy.
Yeah, but he was such a great individual, and he would have retired, and into obscurity, and with all his money. But then he comes out of retirement to do that Hogan Knows Best show.
Yeah.
And that's when things started going south for Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, for sure.
His wife then met that 19-year-old kid who looked like a young Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
Ran off with him.
Less bald Hogan.
Then son Nick gets into the car accident that wasn't his father's fault, but yet the person in the car ends up surviving and costing
Phone
him.
calls that stemmed from them in jail.
Yeah,
Didn't help anything.
Yeah,
We're running out of time, Josh.
Yeah, I know.
So,
So,
but-
unfortunately, we are running out of time. But thanks for coming on the show and talking pro wrestling for us.
Absolutely, man.
And if you guys want to see more of this guy, all you got to do is tune into WeBeam TV and ThatBusinessShow.com. Click the live stream, and you can watch Jamie here host his own show. It's from 7 to 9 a.m. every morning on 1250 Wins if you want to listen, or WeBeamTV.com and ThatBusinessShow.com. We work the live stream, all of us here at Tampa Bay Multimedia. So anyways, thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
And we hope to see you again. We're going to talk more pro wrestling. You've been watching Nerd Talk. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.